In 1955, McGarvey Avenue dead-ended against the western hills of Redwood City. That year, Andy Odsted and the Odsted Homes Corporation began construction on his FarmHill subdivision. By 1958, the first phase of the subdivision was complete, including the brand-new Roy Cloud Elementary School. 3-bedroom homes sold new for $17,000. Today, many of those same homes are selling for $1 million and more, with most neighborhoods enjoying wide streets with sidewalks and easy access to Highway 280. FarmHill provides a serene, enjoyable residential lifestyle. FarmHill also happens to lie 2 miles east of the San Andreas Fault, and for that reason alone, residents should be familiar with Redwood City's disaster preparedness plans. A vital part of those plans is the Community Emergency Response Team, CERT. Some of your neighbors have volunteered to take CERT training, and a recent disaster simulation here in Redwood City showed how valuable a CERT-trained member can be when disaster strikes.
We have some of our CERT-trained members here on hand who've actually gone through extensive training in what to do in the case of a disaster, and there are a few that are actually living in this neighborhood that have that necessary training, like in CPR, and in with having the proper resources like vests and lighting. Hopefully once their household is taken care of and is okay and their family members are all right, they're checking on the other people in their neighborhood to make sure that they're okay and see what their needs are, if any of the resources that they have can assist their neighbors as well.
You guys okay?
No, I got a broken leg.
You have a broken leg?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on with the house? Everything okay? Any gas smell?
Didn't smell any gas.
No gas, no water leaks?
No water leaks.
House is still on the foundation?
Yes.
No one else home? Anyone else home?
It's evacuated.
Okay, so we need to figure out how to get the wheelchair that's in the first aid over to 429 Grand Street.
The only thing that I saw was a guy had a broken leg. They put him in a wheelchair. They came to the shelter. They got the wheelchair. They've brought him down here, and now he's receiving treatment. So I think that was good, because at the shelters themselves, you will have people who can give some treatment. They'll be able to get access to ambulances, get people some help. So
our fire department and our public safety staff are going to be working. I do want to mention that it's going to be on a priority basis. So if there's a building that's collapsed, say Electronic Arts has completely been demolished, or Oracle, obviously we're going to have to send a lot of our fire department and police department staff out there and ambulances to get, hundreds and hundreds of people, and then we need to go and check on them because there's mass casualties possibly. So it's just a matter of prioritizing. So our city staff are definitely would ideally like to be able to assist, but in the case of a huge earthquake, it's very much so true that neighborhoods are going to be on their own for 72 hours. So at some point in a large case disaster or earthquake, the fire department is going to show up to your street, but it's not going to be for three or 4 days.
We're going to learn from today's event where the coordination needs to exist, how we need to get to know our neighbors essentially better so that we can rely on each other. Today, this neighborhood really had the opportunity to know that this was coming, but in a real emergency, we won't. I think it can help us to know that we should do a lot of prep work ahead of time. Because if you have an emergency that happens, a disaster happens, and you don't know who you can depend on, it increases the fear, it makes it much harder to cope. When you know your neighbors, when you plan some of these things out, as we saw today, it lessens the anxiety, it makes people more effective. And that's an important lesson for all of us. Plus, this is good, having neighborhoods that practice. I think it challenges us to do something in our neighborhood as well, to build that capacity.